right, everybody. And again, a big thank you for sticking with us here. Of course, Tugi joined alongside Sin as we continue to cover our third week here in the ECL Elite Division. All right, here on Sports Gamer. Now, Sin, of course, the good thing is when one series ends, another is ready to begin, and we should be able to jump right in to the action here sooner rather than later for ZSC Esports and Örebro Hockey. Let's get you all a look here at the standings heading into the action today. Of course, so much going on around the Elite Division. These two teams both on the outside looking in at this stage. But again, as we've talked about, you see the massive discrepancy between games played for some of these clubs. There's still a long way to go, but neither quite where they want to be so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Both these teams on 8 games played, and both these teams, are going to want to get up to this place. ZSC especially, they've been in the Elite Division now a couple years. They've cut their teeth. They've stayed in it. Now they want to get to that left-hand side of the bracket. They want their taste of the postseason.
Of course, as well, some of the latest results from around the league. You just watched the H-Reds double over Sawo Esports, winning both games. Of course, that 3-2 overtime victory there as well. Elsewhere, some good results for Färjestad as they try to get back to their winning ways. I mean, again, Sin, we try not to overreact to some of the early results, but there have been some surprising results, to say the least. I mean, talk about yesterday with Yippee Voskala dropping both games to Stargazing, for
Yeah,
example.
that was just kind of, shocking performance, and Stargazing looked tremendous there as Yippee Voskala had a great start to the season, but couldn't quite find the way against Stargazing here. And Yippee Voskala, one of those teams who's going to want to make their way back in the playoffs. Quite the story. The fall from grace to ECL, now working their way back up from the pro to the elite, but dropping those 2 games to Stargazing, not exactly what they wanted to see.
So with that, let's get you guys a look at the team stats here for these two clubs. Again, ZSC Esports and Örebro Hockey going head-to-head in our next matchup so far. Again, very close, if not under where you want to be in terms of that goal differential. Sin, though, of course, as we always talk about, if teams are going to lose in overtime, and that's what ZSC have done for 3 out of their 4 losses so far this year.
Yeah, those are 3 extra points, which could come in absolutely huge. And 2 of those points they took off of H-Reds by going to overtime twice against them. I mean, those are 2 points that you really don't expect to have at this point in the season. So now it's about capitalizing on the opportunity that they've gotten for themselves.
And again, we'll get you guys a look at the lineup here in this matchup as well. For ZSC, of course, the new addition in Kermit on that left wing side, centered by the captain Snus, and Freeman back in the lineup on the right. Never seems to, definitively slot into their plans, but stepping into the lineup for his season debut here. The defense, Tony and Haldium on defense, and Fightlocka, another new addition coming over to the team. He'll be making his season debut as well. For Örebro Hockey, Yakari, Pikari, and Jansku, the front 3. Terry, Migo Buna on defense, and Eli Kamel between the pipes. So, Sin, let's get to these individual breakdowns. We'll start off with the centers, as we always do. And the 2 most prolific, or 2 of, I was going to say 2 of the most prolific scorers on their teams. We'll talk a little bit about the wingers here in a moment. But good results for these 2 so far this year.
Yeah, absolutely. What you want to see, especially if you're, both these teams with sort of playoff aspirations, both of them looking to finish higher in the standings, or getting the production that they want, especially from the guy in the middle.
Absolutely. And of course, here we'll move over to the wingers next, which again talked about the big offseason addition. Kermit on that left wing side, 15 points in 8 games so far. Again, Freeman making his season debut has been a loyal soldier for this club here. Sin is, whenever called upon, always seems to generate results. Or on the flip side, of course, for Örebro, the 2 that you would expect. And again, very solid numbers for them so far this year.
Yeah, I believe we've seen Freeman play a couple different positions, if I'm not mistaken, for the ZSC lineup. Yeah, you said it. I mean, Kermit has just been such a huge addition on that left wing for ZSC. And Yakari and Jansku, they're both at that point per game mark, but if they want to take that extra step, they're probably going to have to step up that production a little bit.
Absolutely. And again, the defensemen next year, Tony and Haldium on defense for ZSC, Terity and Amigo Abuna. And again, defensemen who can put up points, especially Tony. He's been off to a great start.
Absolutely. And we kind of always expect Haldim to be that guy getting the majority of the points, as he's always kind of been that, always jumping up in the plays and seemingly all over the ice. But Tony, definitely has that ability too. And goal scorer extraordinaire, 5 goals on the season in 8 games played.
And of course, the battle of the netminders. Of course, for Zurich again, it is Fightlocka making his season debut, taking on Eli Kamel, who's had a very strong start to this season, Sin.
Yeah, definitely. Eli Kamel, a goaltender who's been very, very solid. And there we see him at that kind of baseline mark with the 80% save percentage, giving Örebro a chance to win more often than not, has 2 shutouts as well. I mean, this is an Örebro team who they could find a bit more goal support. You could really easily find themselves in that kind of playoff position, one of those 7-8 seeds, or at the very least, definitely staying out of those relegation positions. But I'm sure they have their eyes set on a potential playoff position. And Eli Kamel doing his utmost to kind of, put that team in that position. We'll get to see Fightlocka and what he'll bring to the table in the net for ZSC is, a bit of a different look to their lineup.
Absolutely. Again, that was the big set of moves for Zurich heading into this season, was adding a bit more squad depth. Örebro sticking with the squad that they think can get them closer towards the playoffs. And indeed, they do feel like a playoff caliber team. But of course, we know the competition is as tough as it's ever been. Before we get to the action, of course, a reminder, tomorrow our pro division takes the spotlight, as it does every Tuesday, same time, of course, 1945 CEST. It's about 1:45 p.m. Eastern for those of you on the North American sides. Vizu Gaming taking on Powerhouse HC, who have maybe the best logo in all of esports. Arctic also taking on Reality Check, 2 of the best teams in the pro division from our winter season, looking to work their way back into contention, hopefully get into elite for NHL 23. Again, King Lime and B Major on the call for that. And of course, Sin and I will be back this Wednesday as well for more Elite Division action. You're about to see them in action here now, but Zurich will be in the spotlight. They'll be taking on IQ, and H-Reds will be back in action taking on Havu Gaming. And of course, Sin, there's always so much going on here with Sports Gamer. We want to shout out our friends at Wilhelm with their e-hockey tour. Of course, every weekend coming up on the 30th in Turku. They are going to be continuing that tour. So again, sportsgamer.gg for all the information that you need there. And of course, we also want to shout out and encourage you all to use the hashtag eHockey moments. Share your best or worst NHL 22 clips. Doesn't have to be ESHL. It can be a Versus or whatever else. Share your best and worst clips on Twitter and Instagram, again with the hashtag eHockey moments for your chance to win all the way up, through June 27th. That's all you got to do. Use that hashtag, tag Sports Gamer, and of course, some IQ fuel could be yours. All the information, of course, you need on that as well at sportsgamer.gg. Sin, we're about ready to go for a very important matchup here for these two clubs. Again, both with the hopes and expectation of finally making it into the playoff picture. We'll see if they're able to do just that. Örebro in their home black uniforms. Zurich, of course, in the road whites. The action underway. The first game of 2 here in this regular season matchup between these two clubs.
ZSC definitely going to want to try to get off to a quick start right here. They got a bit of a different lineup and, obviously have practiced together quite a bit. A lot more depth acquired, as you mentioned, in that offseason here. But they want to kind of get off to a quick start. This is a matchup, or a couple games against a team that's, you could argue, pretty similarly matched right here. The record's quite similar, even though there's a bit of spacing between them in the standings. That just goes to show you how kind of competitive it is here. So these points very important there as a shot from Örebro goes wide.
Just past the glove of Fightlocka, again making his season debut. Buna shot, rebound, scores! What a start for Örebro as we have our opening goal just minutes in. It's the left winger Yakuri with his second of the season.
And just like that, we're talking about quick starts and how ZSC would have wanted to get off to one. Örebro does just that. Beautiful play, back to the point, shot on net, good going for the rebound, and Yakuri cleans it up. So a 1-0 lead here for Örebro. Now ZSC going to have to play a little bit of catch-up here in the first, but plenty of time to do so.
Again, a great way to start getting that opening goal, certainly putting the pressure on ZSC moving forward here. And again, a little bit of space. Perhaps the back skate completely out-muscled by Haldim. Tossed in front, nearly. Swept in again, looking for another goal shot, scores! And of all people, it's Mika Buda down near the goal line, 2-0 for Örebro.
Well, he has played a bit of forward in his day and doing his best impression of Yakari on that other one. Came on the doorstep and gets the pass through that time and just puts it into the back of the net here in a quick start from Örebro. Not even a halfway point in the first period. They have 2 goals here, and ZSC really on the back foot as Örebro showing that they want to be higher up in the standings.
Nightmare start for ZSC in this game for Lightlocker as well, again, who we've seen some good performances out of in the past. Again, not quite what they were looking for here. We'll see if they can kind of battle their way back in. Still very early on into this contest. ZSC back in control here. Let's see what they can do now. Trailing by 2 early on, and the answer is not much in terms of getting things started.
Yeah, trouble gaining the line right here, and haven't really gotten any sort of offensive pressure to speak of, and Örebro already have 2 goals on the board, kind of their best chances of the game, just capitalizing immediately. And, ZSC got to find a way to try to stop that momentum, and it'll start with the little things, just getting in the line, maintaining possession, and maybe they'll get some help here with an offensive zone draw after the icing.
Again, big face-off here coming up. We have seen these 2 centermen been close to 50% on the season, so important matchup there between the 2. Face-off goes the way of ZSC. Nowhere for Kermit to go. And team-leading scorer, the new addition, the left wing for ZSC. Let's see what they can do down the other way. Jansku is ahead of steam, drops a back shot, scores! Fightlocker not properly reading is my assessment the play. I think he thought it might go cross crease. It goes back into the middle, and Yakari has his second of the game.
Yeah, and that's just a numbers play coming up from Örebro. Great counterattack, and I think you hit the nail right on the head right there. It was a nice play to retrieve that puck and cut a little bit, but yeah, Fightlocker definitely committed a bit too much to that right-hand side, and maybe feeling like he's a little bit shaken after a rough start in goal, and now it's being compounded a 3rd goal for Örebro here in the first period, and ZSC have got to find a way to sort of snap out of it and get some momentum back on their side here, or this could get ugly.
10.5 minutes in, a 3-0 lead for Örebro. Huge moments for them. As again, they look to build a playoff-worthy campaign here in the Elite Division. Both these teams just on the outside looking in last year, didn't have to fight for their survival. Secured those spots. And nowhere for Kermit to go. Mika Buda has a goal in this game. Along with Yakari's 2. Has it again here. I mean, Yakari, known as the setup man primarily, entered play today, 1 goal, 7 assists. And again, now up to 3 goals already. Don't know if he had an assist on the Mika Buda goal.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to think back to that in my head, but it all happened so quickly. I mean, I'm sure ZSC is still shaken as well, but I mean, I guess we'll have to kind of look at the stats towards the end of the game to really get the answer on that. Nonetheless, I mean, so far so good. A complete team effort from Örebro, and that's kind of been the difference so far here, is taking another shot. Good stick positioning from Haldim to kind of knock that out of play, but Örebro just really attacking in waves, and we've yet to see, I mean, there you go, 0 registered shots, I believe that's it, or was that face-offs?
It must have been shots. Face-offs 5-3. The advantage
there you
right
go.
now. Fair enough.
Yeah, so 0 registered shots from ZSC. Ugh.
And not able to get that one through either. Great job by Örebro to protect the primetime area of the ice, of course, right down the middle. See now what Snus can do. The captain sends that one down low. Freeman again making his season debut, the right winger for ZSC. Longtime member of this club at this point. Offside there slows it down, and this pace of a few more offsides here and there, not really sure who it benefits more so for Örebro. I mean, a slower pace, maybe not the worst thing in the world, just kind of compounding the frustrations for ZSC.
I would say that I always kind of consider, the team with the lead more benefits from those little stoppages. Oftentimes, it's a long-distance shot coming up from Haldim, gloved by Ellie Kamel. Oftentimes, when you're the team that's down, you want that pace to keep going. I mean, maybe it doesn't mean a whole lot, but you can see right there, someone just toying with that face-off thing, just kind of scrolling constantly there. That's a little bit of antsiness coming out from ZSC, and I think when you're in that mentality, you want that game pace to keep going. You want to try to get that momentum, and when that game keeps stopping, you feel like you cannot grab that momentum here. And towards the end of the first, still 3-0 for Örebro.
Tony drops that one around. Kermit's there trying to hold on to it. Roughed off the puck and draws the call as a result. With 7.7 to go. So anyway, we've seen quite a few of them. It is a boarding call here. Jansku taking a seat for that one, and tough to disagree with.
Yeah, came in there with a head of steam and just kind of hit the guy from behind there. So this is the chance that ZSC kind of needed. A little bit of power play time at the end of the period. It will be split over 2 periods, which is a little bit tough, but 7.7 seconds left. Aggressive set.
The 11th ranked power play against the 15th ranked PK. 5 seconds here. Loose puck corralled. Freeman shot save, rebound, handled well by the defender. Secure that 3-0 lead for Örebro. The end of 20 minutes. What a fantastic start for them.
It really was there, and that was not a bad play right there. I didn't initially like the set play off the draw. Tony tried to force that play into Kermit, and he had some trouble with it, but I like the rebound. Look, Original Snus was right there on the doorstep. He just, like you said, the defense handled it well. We're able to get that puck before he did. Had Snus gotten to that and got that shot away, I think we could have seen that deficit cut into just a little bit, but as it stands, you said it, Örebro with a 3-0 lead, 5 registered shots, just a minute of time on attack, but it seems like every time they enter the zone, they get a quick chance, and it found the back of the net here, and that's where they find themselves up on the scoreboard. And we'll get some looks at that right there. I think you're absolutely right with the commitment from Fightlock. He just completely misread where that pass was headed, and what a saucer through the slot right there to find Migo Buna on the back end. And here's a look at that first goal that was scored. Never mind, but it was a shot from the point, rebound, and scored. So there you go. There's a audio replay for you guys.
I mean, they... Oh, God, I wish that was my mistake so I could say there's a reason why they say I have a face for radio. But it's sin. I can't possibly say that. Our second period is underway. Again, ZSC carry over the majority of that power play time here. Still looking for their opening goal of the game to try to battle back into this one. We've seen crazier things happen. Shorthanded bid. Whitelock forced to make the save and cover. Not risking playing it out. Better safe than sorry.
Absolutely. In this situation, you just want to kind of try to feel like you can control the game, whether that's the pace or, at least your own destiny. That's kind of what ZSC is looking for. All these little building blocks, little things, little details of the game that they want to try to use to get themselves back into it.
1:10 to go here on the man advantage. Again, the Jansku boarding call. Kermit, short side bid, hit the side of the net, gets it back in front, still bouncing around. Settled down by Snus, his shot blocked. Again, another one banked off the back of the net. Kermit exploring his options, tried to cut back. Aldim's pass intercepted. Short-handed bid here, perhaps. 10 seconds up on the penalty. That one intercepted by Snus, but we are back to 5-on-5. That one's going to be sent all the way down. The errant pass. Will it go for icing? It will not. Interesting call there. See, right back into the attacking zone nonetheless. One timer to flex wide. That one settled down. Yakari again. 2 goals in this one. Shot goes the way. P. Curry, team leading scorer with the golden helmet. Bit of an errant pass there, though. ZSC, good hit there. Haldim. Great work. The physical play from the 2 defensemen that we see for ZSC paying off in spades on occasion, but unfortunately leads to an icing off an errant pass.
Yeah, it was not what we wanted if you're ZSC right on the counterattack after great defensive play by Haldim. Spikadis kind of doing the L skating off the boards, trying to create space, and Haldim just bodied him. Great defensive work, but again, unable to kind of turn that into offense here. They get the turnover at least momentarily, but they're really struggling to gain possession and hold on to it.
Chance they're still alive. Good save by Fightlaga. The puck Contested, good step up hit there, but ZSC have a bit of space. Original Sniss to spin, the pass in front. Didn't find its way to Tony. ZSC still looking for some of those high-quality chances. Örebro not really breaking, though, and giving them those opportunities. See if they can find space with some different approaches, perhaps. Tony for Kermit, and again, Snuss in front. I think he got stick lifted, perhaps, or maybe just incidental contact. Yakari with speed in front, intercepted. Good job by Örebro to keep that one in, but misread there. It will be ZSC back in control, already halfway through the second period. Quick out there, good read. Here's Jansku, still holding on to it. Pikari, now a shot from Migo Buna. Good job to take away that shooting lane. And again, since certainly this pace right now benefiting Örebro. That one around the back of the net, loose puck. See what Haldane can do here, and fortunately the answer is not much. No room on the blue line. What has to be a frustrating game so far for ZSC.
Absolutely. I mean, frustrating to say the least here. They're just not able to get any sort of momentum going, and Örebro are more than happy to let the game come to them in all ways. What a little self-sauce by Pikari.
Fortunately, the pass back to the point doesn't go. Migo Buna, second chance at it, couldn't hold it in.
Yeah, I got that ever fun animation as a defenseman when you grab that puck as you're turning around, then your guy turns around, brings it off sides, and then of course brings it right back in as you can't really adjust your joystick is quick enough to with the possession here. And a great intercept there from Jansku. Almost got some attacking going back the other way from Örebro.
Freeman's pass a little bit off the mark. Tony looking here. Kermit back in front. Heavily contested. Tony still has it. His shot goes wide. Kermit, loose puck now for Haldane. Tried to spin pass in front. Misread. Jansku trying to weave his way around. What a pass, but just broken up. Off of the back, checking pressure. Highly contested there in the corner. ZSC come up with it. Just about 2 minutes to play now here in the second. Back to the point. Tony's shot deflects off the stick. Covered in the corner by Kermit. Now back to the point, Haldane. Tried to throw one in front. Migo Buna nearly own goaling that one. ZSC in control. Final 30 seconds. Certainly need to look to score a goal here late to get some momentum back in their favor. Defense there by Terity. Haven't mentioned him too many times yet in this game, which is exactly what he wants.
Yeah,
I would say Sin is the more defensive defenseman to just shut things down, and that is exactly what he and Örebro have done so far. They carry that 3-0 lead into the third period.
Yeah, and they're just more than happy to continue to let the game come to them, continue to force ZSC to play into them, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're defending well. They're taking chances when they get them on the counterattack. They're not forcing anything when they're in the offensive zone, and it's leading to them to continue to have this 3-0 lead. I mean, a quick start has really set the stage for them to possibly pick up a big 2 points here with just 1 period remaining. It's I'm not going to say, nothing short of a miracle, but ZSC simply hasn't shown us the capability to get back into this one quite yet. They only have 4 registered shots after these 2 periods. There's really not showing any of the offensive prowess, no real counterattack opportunity. We've seen them be able to get some, long stretch pass plays at times, but they haven't really been able to break those out. Örebro are just doing what they can to lock things down, and as we said, dictating the pace of play here to where ZSC is going to have a monumental third period comeback here to have a chance to win this one.
Again, a big thank you to all of you for joining us. Again, ECL Elite Division action right here on Sports Gamer. Go check out sportsgamer.gg for all the information that you need. We're everywhere on social media as well. And again, Sin and I here every Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. We bring you this magnificent bit of NHL Esports action. Again, the action, as always, brought to you by our friends at Wilhelm, Kobalt Lockertzy, and ST Hockey as we get a look there. Again, the physical play for ZSC, a staple of their game, Sin, but again, hasn't translated anything on the scoreboard yet.
Yeah, definitely step up their game, but they are missing, I think, the person who is the biggest staple of that physical play in I Dangled You Out. Freeman slotting in on that right wing side, and I'm not going to like put it on him that this team isn't doing anything. It's really kind of the entire team right now is just seemingly in a funk right now. So yeah, attempting to get some of that physical play going at times, but have yet to find offense. Perhaps their best chance right there, and Snus just kind of healed it.
Gets the puck back, and not what he wanted in terms of a dump in there. Tony stepping up now, short side, forcing the save. Step in there by Freeman. Loose puck in front, still in the crease there. Thought we might have that opening goal for ZSC that they're so desperate for at this stage. And I Dangled You Out, not in the lineup here for this one. It's Freeman, the right winger, who has the puck now, making his season debut. Kermit shot deflection, bid for Freeman. Great stop by Eli Kamel.
Yeah, not a bad deflection right there. Perhaps not the location he wanted on it as it went kind of straight into Eli Kamel, but I like that from ZSC. Just continuing to go with new looks and different looks. They got an aggressive face-off set once again. Fail to win.
Jansku gains the zone. Pass back into the slot. Nobody home. Bakery wins it back. Jansku still fighting for it. It fought a bit too aggressively. He hooks Haldim in a power play inbound here for ZSC, and certainly if you expect to see a comeback here, we're almost halfway through this period. This needs to be a beneficial power play here, and they need to find the back of the net.
Absolutely. It's a must-score situation. You want any chance to kind of come back right now. It needs to start with the face-off. Snus needs to win it. It needs to start with a good follow-up. They, got to kind of take what's given to them, work the outside, then try to find the middle here and find the back of the net.
Face off one, set play, shot blocked down by the traffic in front and cleared. A minute and a half in this power play, 11 minutes to go in the period. Kermit's shot taken straight to the chest, and another stop from Eli Kamel.
Not a bad look right there to kind of shoot that shot, but probably going for that, kind of top shelf and just kind of went into the crest here. So it'll take another face-off win by Original Snus to kind of keep this little bit of momentum going here for the ZSC Lions.
Snus' shot again blocked. Haldim. D2D shot, another save by Eli Kamel. Getting more aggressive with these shots on target. Forcing the netminder to make a save. It's a good strategy at this point. Snus' shot blocked and cleared. Great job by Yaker.
And just kind of bait out the movement right there with the shot and thinking maybe he'll get the pass off, but there's a man in front of him the whole time. Couldn't quite squeeze the shot by him, and that will do it for the power play there. So with half a period left, it's desperation time now, especially for ZSC Esports.
Talk about all the time. They get there at the left-hand side of your screen. As we talk about all the time, goal differential can be a factor, so still have a lot to play for here. ZSC still looking to get on the board here for the first time. Haldim. Good patience, but a miscommunication there. Örebro down the other way, only momentarily, but still precious time. Kicking off of the clock here. For ZSC still trailing by 3. Of course, all 3 of those goals for Örebro coming in the first period. Less than 10 and a half minutes into the game. Great save. Maybe his best so far for Eli Kamel. There you go, Buna. Can't get that pass away. That one blocked down and behind the back of the net. A loose puck. Penalty called. Örebro to the power play.
And that might just be it here, as that will be Kermit behind the net here, getting that hold for attempting the board play, and just a little bit too late on that. And Örebro onto the power play now. A goal would for sure put things away, but again, just 2 minutes less on the clock. Really seems like that could spell the doom of ZSC Esports in this one.
Seeing a shorthanded goal scored here tonight. That was in our first matchup between H-Reds and Sawo Villapoika. And again, a fantastic day. With H-Reds pulling off the double, getting all 4 points away from Sawa. ZSC right now, they need to try to find something to build upon. in the second game. Of course, every team plays each other at least, I mean, the 2 times. A home and away set. That chop nearly to an open 1T chance.
Wow. A beautiful chop right there that Yakari had. Pikari trying to dance his way in with the one-touch deke there, but that was an absolute thing of beauty. We actually saw a goal scored like that in the previous previous broadcast, except it went off the goalie and in after the chop, so a little different.
And another penalty called. Another Örebro power play. This time Freeman. A bit too much contact in front of goal, and for ZSC, I mean, you have to get aggressive at this stage to try to find the back of the net, but nothing's really gone their way in this one.
Absolutely here, and another penalty kill, and Örebro at this point maybe just looking to pad some stats here, and as you talked about, improve that goal differential a little bit. Aldim will have it, will send it down. Kermit giving chase, but nice chop attempt, but fortunately offside.
1:17 to play here in this game. And the second game coming up a little bit after the conclusion of this one. We'll set the stage for that. Toss pass intercepted there, and again, just not much going the way of ZSC Esports. And this one, good blocker save there. Quieted down a little bit for Fightlock as this third period's gone on, but fortunately for him and the rest of the team, that struggle. Really poor start in the first period to kick things off. They just haven't been able to overcome. They'll be shorthanded for the rest of regulation, barring a 4th goal against, and not able to get anything going here in this shorthanded situation. Yakari looking for the hat trick. That one cleared out, though, after the interception by Tony.
Resetting on the play at Örebro, and they're, definitely not forcing anything, playing some good defense here, and they're going to enter now.
Yakari tried to feather that one over. Jansku, a rocket pass that clipped the post. Bullied out of the zone, 3 seconds to go. Kermit the shot, glove save with flair. It's a 3-0 victory. Örebro hockey locking away with the 2 points. Eli Kamel, 3rd shutout, just 9 games.
That's called riding the wave right there. The strong first period boosts Örebro into a 3-0 shutout victory. Eli Kamel, well-deserved. Maybe didn't face a whole ton of shots or a whole lot of quality, but you still have to make the saves that come at you. Örebro did a good job throughout, really defending, not allowing a ton of pressure to come out from ZSC Esports. And, that 3-goal first period carried them all the way to the end. Just a great start from them. Maybe going to look to duplicate that here in the second game, but a huge 2 points will advance them onto a 5-3-1 record here, 11 points on the year, which will be good enough to tie ZSC Esports in point totals.
So again, a hot first period carried them all the way through. Good look there, just an unfortunate rebound goal as well. Some goals, not too much a netminder could do. Other goals, again, you want back one way or another. But again, pretty close game, all things considered, in terms of the stats that we're seeing there, Sin, as we get a look at the goals once more.
Yeah, as we looking at that first period, and a couple goals from Yakari, this being the first one, just to pass back to the point. Excellent job in Mugabuna just to throw it on net and right on the doorstep there, as Fightluck couldn't quite get the cover, and kind of almost undetected Yakari was right there. And similar situation there, just a beautiful saucer pass. At least I think it was a saucer pass. Either between that or a shot. Nonetheless, it just went straight onto the stick of Migobuna, who was collapsed down low, and it was Jansku feeding that pass right to Yakari. And, there's 2 men attacking. I think it was, Pikari also on that play, and the defenseman kind of in the middle of the pair, and Fightlock made the commitment more towards that right side of the net instead of kind of playing the angle right there and playing where the pass went. And after that, that was essentially all she wrote, as Örebro just kind of coasted their way the rest of the way through and got the W.
So with that, everybody, again, the first game of 2 between these 2 teams is in the books. We'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsors to set the stage for this 4th and final game of the broadcast. So don't go anywhere. All right, everybody, we are back and ready to go. As you can see, Sin, the team's already matched up and ready to go. One thing that was noticed here upon the build-up, though, a change in build for Original Snus as we get ready for this next matchup. Maybe not the worst thing in the world to try, although it's not something we see too often.
Yeah, no, not too often as he was kind of tinkering with things between games here, switching. I'm not too sure if he was I'm guessing he was most likely a playmaker before, as that's the kind of the optimal build here. But he's tinkering with his weight, maybe even his handedness a little bit, and we don't see elite edges coming out as well. So there's definitely some other look that these kind of going for, and maybe wasn't happy with his personal performance here. And sometimes, yeah, switching up that build a little bit can go a long way.
Absolutely. So again, of course, sportsgamer.gg for all the information that you need. The Wilhelm e-hockey tour, of course, every weekend there's a new event across Finland, and of course, Turku is the spot this upcoming weekend. And of course, as well, we have the information that you got here, of course, for Twitter and Instagram. Use the hashtag e-hockey moments. We want to see the best and the worst moments that you've had with NHL 22, an opportunity to win some IQ fuel. Of course, the winner will be selected every week. We'll have one winner every week through the end of June. So make sure to take part there as well. Sin, as we have seen for both of these teams and throughout this season, some good moments, some bad moments. You never know what you're going to quite get with NHL 22, which is why, of course, we want to not only see the moments that we'll have on broadcast, but see what everyone else has had. Lord knows we've had some interesting moments with this game as well.
Absolutely. ZSC going to look to get off to a much, much better start than they did in that first one here as they try to make their moment in this second game a lot better than it was in the first.
Again, they are in their home blue jerseys this time out. Örebro in the road whites. Early chance here. Peakery just not able to hold on to it. Of course, as always, that's just off the mark as Kermit gets it behind for Freeman. Kermit's still battling down low. Where's he going to go with it? Freeman tried to go to the point. Miscommunication there. Another tough break. Of course, one of the things, Sin, that's always kind of the elephant in the room with ZSC. It is now their home leg on the Central European server as well. Although sometimes I can't help but think that's made into a bigger deal than it actually is. Shot there. Kick save by Ellie Kamel. I mean, Sim, we would think that when we see these guys playing on 10 to 15 ping, and if we try to play the game together, you're on 100.
Yeah. Good old east to west. Sometimes I get lucky and get to play on 75, but once it gets up to that northeast, yeah, I'm cooked.
Chance here. Yakari couldn't get the shot. Second bid there for Peakery. Good save from Fightlocker. And like you said, he and ZSC both looking to get off to a better start. Huge hit there by Haldane. Gives them that little bit of extra space down the other way. And ZSC still looking similar to what we saw with H-Reds and Sawo. The exact same scoreline from our first matchup of the day. Sawo a while to find their offensive output. See if it takes ZSC any longer, but I mean, Sin, you think about it at this point, game one, they were already down 3-0.
Yep. Well, definitely a better result already here, as you can see Örebro still trying to stretch that game out, get those rush plays going, and we're seeing a little bit of that from ZSC as well.
Kermit tried to rifle one into the slot, nobody there. Looking to find Haldane with the point. Peakery and a loose puck there, and a flying moment for Haldane. The H in Haldane stands for height.
Yeah.
That's some airtime on that one.
Probably
going up for ZSD.
Yeah, Yakari going to the box there, just tried to poke it to keep it alive right as Haldane was getting it and trying to escape over into the corner boards. He goes flying, and ZSC goes to the power play here.
Let's see what they can do on this face-off. Tie up, loose puck up for grabs. Peakery unable to clear. Haldane keeps it in. Good movement. Freeman looking. Shot blocked. Great job there, pressuring the puck carrier. Kermit just trying to sneak his way in. Ellie Kamel, though, great job to hold the post.
Yeah, he gets kind of through, and maybe he was looking to throw that quick shot in on the short side right there. But as you mentioned, Ellie Kamel just kind of got the cover, and ZSC does this interesting thing. They'll send Tony down low and bring someone else up top into their power play set. We'll see the setup once again.
Halfway through the man advantage. Freeman's shot, good save. May have plucked it off of a man in front. Snus couldn't hold it. Here's Bakery trying to get this 2-on-1 going. Jansku, the spin, the pass. Broken up by the defense. Great stick lift there, but Haldane wins it back. One more rush with the man advantage. Tony tied for second among defenders in terms of scoring so far this season. We are back to 5-on-5. This one poke checked all the way down, and it will go for icing.
I'd like to see ZSC maybe make a couple quicker decisions at times right there. Haldane delaying on the point right there. Maybe wasn't a bad call, hoping for someone to get closer, but I'd like to see them just kind of be a little bit more decisive in their decision making, just kind of rip some shots on or do some more, one-time opportunities.
Back skating as well to try to protect the puck. It doesn't work out there. Individual effort by Apikari. Akari now down low. Poke check again to break it up. In a 3-0 victory for Örebro in the first game between these two. They haven't scored, though, since the first game of that game, or the first period of that game. Been a while between goals here. Wait to see who changes that. Snus a shot deflects. Brought by Örebro to try to limit it to one opportunity. Kermit wins it back, though. Snus wanted to go back to him. They're doing a great job here. Sticking with the looks that ZSC trying to generate. Snus around the back, stripped of the puck by Tarity. Big step up hit there, doesn't work out, but the pass off the mark. Final 10 seconds, here's Haldane. Holds up, looking, shot again blocked. Kermit around the back, Tony shot save, and that'll do it for the first period. A goalless affair so far. We're going to look, though, at the physicality. 5 hits in that first period for Haldane.
Yeah, definitely stepping up the physical play. ZSC as a whole right there as he knocks the bucket off of someone with those elite edges there. And it's definitely something that ZSC is going to want to do to set the tone back there. Both Haldane and Tony have done a good job of, laying the body. We saw another hit from Haldane right there, too, in the corner boards. And so far, so good. At the tail end of that period, Örebro had this chance almost for a 2-on-1, and the pass just was kind of missed. It wouldn't have been the prettiest 2-on-1 nor the cleanest, but it would have been, a little bit of time and space right there that just kind of an errant pass sort of, led to its demise. And then obviously ZSC got a bit of zone time to end the period, but they weren't able to do a whole heck of a lot with it as well. But if you're ZSC, you're feeling pretty good. You're not down by 3 goals after the first period. You're still in a tight situation. The gameplay flow has been pretty even so far, but you are going to be looking to get some offense going because you got shut out in that first game. Went through the first period without getting a goal here. At some point, you got to get your offense clicking because to win a game here, you do need to score some goals.
Indeed, second period underway, and a good opportunity there for Örebro. See down the other way again, just kind of waiting with bated breath here to see, okay, what's the look they're going to throw out of him this time, but Örebro able to stick with them pretty much every step of the way. Tony over the line, looking, elected to shoot just a second too late. Akari bull rushing his way into the attacking zone. Great poke check there by Haldane. Here you go, Buna battling with Kermit, now Freeman. Back for Kermit. Again, wanted to pass in front. There's just no space in the slot for ZSC. And fortunately, it's in. They just keep going back to the well. It's just not there.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just going to kind of make that point here. They're going to have to work the perimeter a little bit because right now, Örebro, all they do is collapse, set up, and wait for that pass to come to them and defend against it. There's no real times where they've had to kind of pressure the perimeters and stop ZSC from cycling it on the outside. They just keep trying to go to that middle. There is a shot on. Whitelock has struggled with it a little bit from behind the net, but he ended up getting the cover.
Interesting moment there, to say the least. Scary moment, as we've talked about. It's those type of goals you'll often see when two teams are just kind of stalemated, as these two clubs appear to be as we approach the midway point of this contest. Again, a 3-0 victory for Örebro in the first game between these two. Slap pass back in front, and again, no space to be found. Break up there. Peakery, does he have the speed to get this? He does. Shot save. Loose puck is in, but it is being waved off. I saw that referee moving rather fast. So that happened very quick.
Yeah, he did that cha-cha skate over to the middle of the ice to wave that one off. And I mean, that was a whole lot of contact in down low, but that was just, it will come back out. So no goal on the play, but that's a dangerous situation there. ZSC got caught. Pikari got in on kind of a partial breakaway, and as a follow-up opportunity from, I think, Janska coming in support, knocks the puck in. And fortunately for ZSC, that one skitters right by Fightlaka. No goal on the play.
And a fortunate break for them off of that goaltender interference call that saw the goal waved off. Good initial save by Fightlaka on that breakaway attempt. Kermit holds it down low. All the space in the world at the point. One-timer, good save. More of that from ZSC, hopefully. That's unfortunate miscommunication with Yakari. It's offside.
It's, I think, kind of one of the more rare occasions we've seen them use that ring around the boards to the point right there. And as we kind of saw, it opened up a little bit more space. Örebro had to come out of their collapse to defend against it. They're able to get a puck towards the net right there. So that's a little thing that ZSC hopefully noticed in the game that they're able to develop. It's a quick shot attempt from Yakari. Gets blocked.
We have another ZSC rush attempt here. Drop back. Tony looking. Shot again, forcing the save. Getting these shots through, but at the same time, need a little bit more of a net front presence. That one just out of the reach of Haldim. No icing. Jansku. The rocket one again into the slot. Nowhere for that one to go. Tony stepping up again. Takes the hit. Good job by Migo Buna. Better poke check by Freeman. DSC able to keep this one alive. Kermit around the back. Tried to shoot short side. Freeman back for Snus, looking. His shot blocked by his own man. DSC finally starting to get some different looks here. Still unable to find the back of the net, but almost 5 periods of play without a goal.
Yeah, and it's getting that time where it's feeling like it could be a bounce to be the difference maker, at least for right now. But I like what ZSC is doing. The different looks that they're starting to throw at Örebro. It's, putting them back on their heels just slightly. It'll allow, ZSC to try to get some more pressure here. Dump and chase for Örebro won't work out with the offside call, so ZSC right back in on the attack.
Snus nowhere to go. Scoot back for Migo Buna. And if there is one positive for ZSC here, they have really stifled Örebro offensively here in the second period. And Örebro back in control here now. Big step-up hit there. ZSC controlling the play. They just need that goal. Tony down for Freeman. Tried to go back to that short side. Miscommunication. They're quick out. Right ball by Tony to take it away from Jansku. Self-pass off the boards.
Calculated.
5 seconds to go. Peeker with the spin. Throws one on in front. And Fightlaka will hold with 1.6 to go. Örebro going to pull the netminder. 1.6 is enough time.
Absolutely. I think, what's it take, about 1.2, 1.3 to actually get the shot away, so definitely.
Goes down to 1-5. Clean win for Snus. That will do it for this second period. Still looking for our opening goal. And in the meantime, Haldim will continue to rack up the highlights. Now topping the 5 from the first period with 6 hits here in the second.
Yeah, and he's just a wrecking ball out there right now, just trying everything in his power to, well, not only play defense with the body, but generate some momentum for his team. See if him laying the body in some situation can create a kind of turnover that ZSC can capitalize, but they haven't had too much luck on the rush. They're finally finding a bit of luck in the offensive zone when they kind of will cycle it back to the point or areas where, Örebro is not collapsed to, and that's something that they simply weren't doing, for a majority of the first game and the entire first period, I would say, of this one. Just they continued to, as soon as they got into the zone, they wanted to cut into the slot to take a shot or pass it towards the slot. I understand, sometimes it's, hard to be patient, especially when you were down in that first game 3-0. But in this one, still the 0-0 score line, they could take a bit of time with it, try to work that perimeter, try to bait out some of the aggressiveness of the defense of Örebro, and then the middle will open up.
See what happens here. The opening goal could be enough to secure the win, and 2 very important points for both of these clubs. Getting another shot blocked. Kermit back for Freeman, right back to him. A lot of traffic, shot thrown on, bouncing around, and Ellie Kamel is able to make the cover.
Yeah, that's 5 white jerseys below the hash marks right there for Örebro, as ZSC trying to just pound that one into the slot and get kind of a jam play going. Not a bad look, to say the least here, and they're actually in an aggressive face-off set, so they may have something in mind here.
So appreciate the different looks. Clean win, set play, shot, save. That one. Off speed after contact in front. Yakari for Jansku across. Good job there by Tony to take it away.
Huge positional interception coming out from Tony right there. That was a great passing play from Örebro, space in the slot, and Tony just picks it off before he can get the shot away.
Freeman thought he was going to get the pickup. Huge hit there by Tony. And the physicality from the blue liners of ZSC really benefiting them at this stage. Here's Kermit. Banks it off the back. And a trip there. Snusk got a little bit too aggressive. And might that be the opening that Örebro need? They will go to the power play. They're taking their time here on this breakout.
After that touch, we'll get to see what their power play is going to look like here, as that'll be the the center going to the box there, getting a bit aggressive there with the poke check. They're trying to keep that puck in the zone, so Freeman will have to take the draw here as Örebro gets to work on their power play.
See what they can do. Again, goals have come at a premium in this series. Again, just the 3 scored through 5 periods, all 3 for Örebro. Back in the first period of game 1. Hickory shot, second chance, puck still bouncing around. It was the deflection bid there for Jansku. That one sent all the way down.
Close call right there for Örebro. Good look, just kind of throwing that puck on, had a couple bodies in front. What a pass.
And what a goal for Yakari. Örebro have the breakthrough. It's 1-0. Absolutely beautiful goal.
That was just a thing of beauty on the rush right there, and ZSC caught shifting a bit too much to that left-hand side. It opened up way too much space. The pass was true. Yakari flew in there ahead of steam, just so much speed, and was able to beat Fightlock there. Power play goal off the rush for Örebro. ZSC find themselves down once again here in the third period, though. It is only by 1. They've got to show that they can find a way to score against this team.
A huge moment there. Power play goal. Now just under 12 minutes remaining here in this one. And Örebro looking to walk away with all 4 points. It would push their record to 6-3-1. 13 points for the team that entered play today, and 14th out of our 16 teams here in the Elite Division. And another offside call, and perhaps the frustration showing for ZSC.
Yeah, a little bit, and kind of hard to blame them there, but at this, in the same vein, they're at times haven't been doing themselves any favors by trying to force that middle and, not really able to capitalize on the rush. We've seen some errant passes here and there, and it just seems like Örebro is really in their head. They have their number. They watch the film. Their collapse has been great. Their blue line play has been great. They've always made sure that to really have a guy back. Besides the one time Kermit almost had a bit of space there.
Granny nearly found the back of the net off of an incredible individual effort. A nervous moment there for Ellie Kamel and Örebro.
A great forecheck from Kermit right there, and he's been trying his best. As I was saying, he was kind of got a bit of space on a rush before, I think in the first or so period, and the pass was just kind of blocked, and that was really the only time they got a bit of space on the rush. It's been a great job by Örebro to shut it down.
On the back of the net here, wraparound scores! The team leading scorer strikes. Pikari adds the oh-so-important insurance goal. It's 2-0 Örebro.
And you hate to call that the dagger so far, but I mean, it's maybe hard to argue in this situation. Pikari, just a great play from behind the net. Fightlock, it didn't read it in time, couldn't get back to close off that post with a 2-goal lead here, more than halfway through the third period. ZSC still yet to show that they can score, still yet to show that they can mount any sort of sustained offensive attack. They have to respond here.
And without a goal, now they need at least 2 to force overtime. They do draw a penalty there, as unfortunately Migo Buna committing the infraction, and see what happens here. I mean, Sim, we called a power play chance in game 1 must score. I mean, this is absolutely must score.
You have to. I mean, you need to find a way to get some sort of points out of this game. You can't fall to 4-3-3 on your season when you have playoff aspirations.
Set play off the draw. Snus somehow doesn't find the back of the net, as Terity is able to clear.
That was a great play. I think that's what they went for in their first power play when they attempted that pass. It didn't quite connect in the way it did there, but that was beautiful. I mean, down low to Kermit, then back up to the middle for Snus. He just, as you said, somehow couldn't get the connection and put that in the back of the net.
Finally regained the zone. Freeman for Kermit down low. Tried to go back to him. Puck still alive. See what Kermit can do. Again, tried to go in front. Jansku, excellently done. That goes all the way down. 10 seconds left on this power play. And another huge opportunity goes to waste for ZSC. What a play, what a shot, but just high and wide. Tony trying to hold on to it now. Shoveled on in front. Territy's able to find that loose puck. Now 3.5 to go. Örebro, chance on the rush. That's stifled. Trying to end this game if they can. I mean, 2-0 might just be enough. Territy loses that one, but Yakri's there to pick it up. He's in the zone. Poked away by Haldane. Final 2 minutes of play here. Frustrating day for the defense and even the goaltending for ZSC. I mean, just 5 goals allowed through 2 games. Honestly, not that bad, all things considered. But again, no goals for ZSC. This one sent all the way down. Fight Locker will have to play that. Now with 45 to go. Puck turned over. Space now for Jansku. He's in alone, and it's knocked loose at the last second. Great job by Fight Locker to hold on, because that one was knocked loose. Around the back of the net. And now dumped out. Icing is the call with 20 seconds to go, and Sin makes you wonder. Maybe pull the goalie, just try and get a goal. Like it doesn't look like they're going to go that way.
No. Yeah, at this point, it's just ZSC have had so much trouble scoring and of their own volition here. I mean, quick one here, you never know. Unable to do so right there. That was a nice little play, but Eli Kamel gets the cover off the bounce.
Picture perfect on his angles all day. Eli Kamel making those plays, making those stops this team needs to make. You see the face-offs, the slight edge for Örebro. They have possession only momentarily. Freeman double team, slash, 10 seconds to go, and another power play goal. Or at least the opportunity, another power play opportunity. Chance for a power play goal, as I was going to say. For ZSC, as Sin, they look to at least get something out of this here late.
Yeah, they need to get a little bit of something. I mean, 10 seconds, a quick score off the face-off could lead to a miracle situation, but might not go that way for them. Just like a building block, something.
On a good chance there. Tony couldn't get all of it. And the job is done. Örebro pull off the double over ZSC. Eli Kamel back-to-back shutouts, pushing his total to 4 in 10 games played. Big results today for Örebro.
Absolutely, Örebro. I mean, this is massive. They came in today 4-3-1 on the season. They'll extend that record to 6-3-1, picking up 4 massive points to put them at 13 points total. I'm sure after we get a look at these replays, we'll get a look after the games are reported at the standings and where Örebro is going to jump up from. Starting at the 14th spot, they're going to be well ahead of ZSC now at this point. ZSC picks up 0 points and will maybe even slide down further in the standings with some of the other matchups going on, but this is an incredible performance from Örebro, Eli Kamel especially, and the entire defense of the team to just be able to shut down ZSC, who have at times had very potent offense, and with a couple lineup changes today, they simply couldn't get on their rhythm here. A rough start in the first game led to their demise, and this one kind of felt like they were in it a lot more. But again, if you don't score, you're simply not going to win some hockey games here. As we can see, that goal from Yakari, just a beautiful pass. Perfectly timed from the captain as he splits two defensemen there, cuts right into the middle, beats him to the inside there. Quick play on the back end, sneaks it around Fightlaka, and then the dagger coming out from Pikari. Excellent job behind the net to work down low coming out from Örebro here. Just working it by himself, didn't even use a pass, a little kind of a stutter step there going on to the wraparound. It's all about that little stop and go. That's what made Fightlaka hesitate. He couldn't get back to close off that right post in time. Pikari buries it, and that was it for all the scoring in that one. 5 goals total for Örebro over 2 games. Nothing for ZSC. 2 shutouts for Eli Kamel. His stats got a huge boost in this one, and if you're Örebro, you're going to look forward to where you are in the standings after a day like today.
A huge day for Örebro, and again for ZSC. Now a lot to think about as they continue to move on through this season. Again, sportsgamer.gg, the place to be for all of the updated information as, again, we continue to get results in from today's game day from around the league. Of course, not just the action that we covered here today. Of course, a reminder, though, now, Sin, I mean, we could sit here and dissect and talk about everything that happened today. We look ahead towards the next few days. Again, there will be a broadcast here tomorrow, our Pro Division Spotlight with King Lime and Mr. B Major in on the call. As again, Vizu Gaming will take on Powerhouse HC, Arctic taking on Reality Check. Those matchups, very, very interesting, especially the latter. Again, 2 teams that looked perhaps poised to be in the Elite Division this season that perhaps fell just short. And again, this Wednesday, Sin and I will be back, 1945 CEST. It's about 1:45 p.m. Eastern. Of course, for those of you here in North America, alongside Sin and I, ZSC will be back in action, taking on IQ. 2 teams, again, with playoff aspirations that are struggling quite mightily to start off this season. And of course, our defending champions in H-Reds will take on Havu. Sin, that is the series for Havu, where it's like, okay, can you kind of turn this season around, or have you fallen off perhaps a little bit more than you were hoping?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where we find, I mean, it's been such a quick kind of turnaround for Havu from being a perennial team that would always seem to make it to the championships, kind of trading wins with Frölunda, and then kind of found themselves a bit further down, getting in the semifinals, being eliminated there as H-Reds kind of began to take over as the next team, and have won back-to-back championships. So this is the ultimate test for Havu. Can you still compete with the best of the best? And the best of the best right now is H-Reds. Even without their captain, Flyer Kungen, who did move over to Frölunda here. This is it for Havu. I mean, you drop another couple games, you miss out on some more points here. It's a tough call. I mean, it's going to be absolutely tough to get points against H-Reds, who looked so good, and we just saw them defeat Havu Savo the way they did. And for Havu, that again, at some point you have to. It's a statement series for them. It's kind of their sink or swim moment here in the Elite with the new lineup that they have, and we'll see what happens on Wednesday.
So again, the latest results from around the league here. Again, for those of you that joined us, you would have seen it. Of course, H-Reds pulling off the double over Sawo Esports, and again, Örebro doing the same over ZSC Esports. Elsewhere, though, Havu, 2 big wins over the Falun Coal Miners, who entered play today in a playoff spot. And again, as well, Färjestad, who also found themselves towards the bottom of the standings with crucial points. So it brings us to what our standings are looking like here at the moment. Of course, missing that second Örebro result. But Sin, of course, left-hand side of the bracket is where you want to be. It's a 30-game regular season, so still a long way to go. But who'd have thought we'd see that, Sin? Conquer Gaming in second place right now as it stands. The team that most predicted might finish in a relegation spot. Again, expect the unexpected is our kind of catchphrase here when describing the Elite Division, and for good reason.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's Conquer up there, not even with the most games played. Goons has a couple more games played than they do, but Conquer finding themselves in an optimal position. I've won some pretty big, surprising games here. And we were talking up the Falun Coal Miners a little bit. They just dropped a couple to Havu, who now find themselves with technically, not counting in those overtime losses, an above 500 record at 4-3-3 here. And again, their next matchups are going to be absolutely massive there. They still have a few games in hand on at least some of the teams in that left-hand side of the bracket, although, where they are surrounded by a lot of those teams. But IQ. That's one that's kind of surprising both of us so far. Again, only 6 games played, but a 2-4 start. This is a team that was the 5 seed last season and simply haven't had quite a good enough start in this one to find themselves in that playoff position. But they're the final team with only 6 games played here. So they're going to be looking to kind of, use those banked potential points to move their way back up the standings where they think they belong on that left-hand side of the bracket.
So with that, everybody, that will do it for today's broadcast. Again, one more time, sportsgamer.gg to be able to follow along with everything going on within the ECL. Of course, not just here with the Elite Division, but pro and below that. Again, Sin and I will be back this Wednesday for more coverage. Make sure to tune into our Pro Division coverage tomorrow as well. Sin, it was great to be back in the booth here with you as we kind of get set there to follow along over the next 2 months or so with the remainder of this season. And again, if it's been anything to go off of so far, it's going to be a very wild ride. You can catch Sin on Twitter at SinFTWProd, on YouTube at Sin for the Win Productions. I'm everywhere at Tugi24. A big thank you to those behind the scenes to help make this what it is. Big shout out, of course, to Wilhelm, Koval and Lakritzy, and ST Hockey as well. We will see you all tomorrow for our Pro Division coverage. Sin and I will be back on Wednesday. Till then, have a good one. Take it easy, and we'll see you then.